I'm going to say something really controversial right now. There is nothing that you need to do to manifest your ideal life, to have that quantum leap, to shift into that totally new and different parallel reality. Yes, you heard that right. Hello, welcome to the channel. I'm Julia Cleary. I do instant identity shifts, no processes, no manifesting methods, no healing work. If that calls to you and you want more, click the links in the description box below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into it. There's no prior work to be done so that you can become someone new or manifest something, because there's no linear time to do that in. There's no such thing as cause and effect. You don't need to heal. You don't need to do any reprogramming. You don't need to do nervous system work. You don't need to change or get rid of limiting beliefs. You don't need to feel the emotions first before you can manifest something. You don't have to use manifesting processes and methods and rituals and raise your vibration and feel good. Nothing. Nothing is required of you. There is only one step. Decide. And it's not even a step, it's not even a process. You're doing this every single moment. You're choosing something, you're selecting a frame, you're selecting a reality, a scene where something exists or doesn't, where you are that person or not that person, where you're not quite there yet or you're a bit closer than yesterday. You're always selecting a parallel reality frame, a version of yourself, an identity, and therefore a world, a reality that reflects that identity, that follows that narrative of that person who has that, who is that way, who isn't like that. You're always choosing. So this is not a process, and it's not even a step, even though I said it's one step. It's not even a step to do. You're doing it already. Decide. Choose, select, and stand by that decision knowing you are the one and only source and authority. Whatever it takes for you to accept that you're this new person makes you that person. It's all about you selecting. It's all about you choosing, no matter what you use to get yourself to that point where you finally choose or decide, or, actually accept, surrender to that identity, surrender to that reality, surrender into being the one who has it all versus the one who's still seeking because something's missing. You are the quantum field itself. There's nothing outside of you. You are your entire earth experience, your entire reality. So if you're the quantum field, there are infinite potentials and possibilities in the quantum field, yes? There are infinite versions of you and your life. There are infinite versions of earth, every version of earth, every version of you, every version and variation of your life. So that means you are already this identity because you are all identities simultaneously. And how you express one in your physical reality is you select it. It's just that most people think they're selecting it or choosing it when they're really just like, I don't have it, I'm not there yet, and let me keep selecting it, let me keep choosing it, let me keep trying to embody it, not realizing they're choosing the becoming. They're still actually deciding, I'm not there yet. So let's get into it, because I always get these questions. Let's just clear up how you don't have to. Why? You don't have to lift a freaking finger to make something show up in your movie. Why do you not have to feel it first? Feel like that version of you feels. Feel like you already have that money. Feel the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Be in a state of joy or love or contentment, and it'll manifest. These are all rules. They are all permission slips. Emotions, feelings do not create reality. Your selection of a reality does. Emotions don't exist inside a vacuum, meaning emotions follow an identity. They don't create reality. They're a byproduct. They are automatic. But it doesn't matter if you have the ups and downs, roller coaster of emotions. It doesn't affect your manifestations unless you say it does. If the way that you felt affected your results, and every time a healthy or wealthy person would have a bad day or a bad week or a really bad month, then they'd stop manifesting money, or their body would get sick again. There are really super healthy people who are unhappy, because there's every version of you, right? So there's a version of you where you're rich and miserable. There's a version of you who's rich and super happy. But the feeling is not the thing that dictates the money, because there's no rules to manifestation. You're creating the rules. This is your reality. It's your movie. You're the one and only power source, authority of it. You're the only one deciding. You're the only one therefore creating, and no one can touch your script, not even your higher self or the universe. That's you. And of course, if you had to feel a certain way over time, then that's a becoming process. Linear time doesn't exist. Cause and effect doesn't exist. So for you to say, I felt gratitude for 20 days and then I manifested $20,000 and that's why. No, that's not why. That gratitude, that emotion was a permission slip that you believed in, that you bought into, and allowed you to unconsciously decide somewhere along the line or after the 20 days to decide, I have the money, or I am this person, or I'm totally new, or some sort of decision that chose that reality frame. You selected that version of you. You selected that reality that contains the money already. All realities already exist. You just chose it and you used that process of feeling a certain way, feeling gratitude for 20 days in order to choose. Feeling the emotions of having that already is just a permission slip that eventually gets you to buy into the idea that you're a new person. You're like, oh my God, I am feeling so different now. I am that new person. Boom, you selected that new identity in that new reality, who lives a certain way, who has the money. But what manifestation teachers are actually teaching you 99% of the time is the idea of separation. You're not there yet. You don't have it yet. You must become it. Therefore, reinforcing you're separate from it. And here's how to close the gap. When really there was never a gap, and you need to stop saying there's a gap and let's try to get there. Because even when you get there, you're going to realize I was already there, because you're already everywhere and you're already everything all at once. There is no time to take to become someone or to become a certain vibration. You are all frequencies already. Otherwise, you couldn't even recognize different frequencies or vibrations if they weren't already you. Now, why don't you have to believe it? Believe that you can. Believe that it's yours, or have, positive beliefs around money or positive beliefs around relationships, and get rid of the limiting ones. And notice the difference between believing, I'm trying to believe, and just decision. This is what is. This is who I am. You can tell the difference in that right away. And when you know that you are literally your entire reality, you are the entire quantum field, infinity itself, the I am, the full I am. Not like a tiny aspect that has a tiny version of that power, a tiny little bit of no, you have the full power, you are that unlimited power. Do you need to try to believe that you can have something, or that you can be something, or try to believe in the things you're saying? No. So you can feel the separation again, the idea of separation being taught of like, I need to believe it, because otherwise I can't manifest it. Versus, I am it. I choose it. This is who I am. I know who I am, and there is no other. There's no other deciding. I don't have to try to believe something, I just decide it. Now, why don't you have to act as the new you, the new version of you, act and walk and talk and behave as that person does, which is something that I thought was actually necessary and required. It's another permission slip. You can't become someone over time. So why would you think you need to maintain, embody, keep embodying, keep maintaining, keep reaching for? It is in disguise, very subtly, it's a becoming process. And it is a permission slip for you to finally at some point accept, okay, I've acted differently enough. I now know I am this person. And in that moment, you actually decided. Even if you said I decided prior, you didn't. Because you kept deciding I'm not that person unless I do this, or if I stop doing that, or if my life looks like this, or if I feel this way. So as you took enough actions that you convinced yourself, you actually made the decision to be that person, and you became them instantaneously. Then you actually made the assumption that it was because I acted that way that then I became that person and got those results. No. There is no cause and effect because there's no linear time. You decided in a split instant, and then those results unfolded, revealed themselves, because you're now in that reality. You're now that person who simply has those results. And it wasn't because of something. That is the illusion of the physical experience of linear time, of continuity. The physical mind strings things together to make it make sense in a story-based way, in a linear way. But one thing isn't connected to another, one thing doesn't cause another. So your actions don't actually directly cause you to become that new person. It's a permission slip for you. New actions and behaviors will actually come automatically from that new decision of being that new person. But it's not forced. It's not embodied or maintained. You're just living. You're just expressing yourself. And now why don't you need manifesting processes and healing techniques? Because there's no linear time. One moment isn't connected to the next. You don't change or become someone new over time when time doesn't exist. So all of the manifesting processes and healing techniques are permission slips. They can't cause a change in you or your results. They appear to. They simply get you to select or choose a frame. That's what you're always doing. This also means, because I get this question a lot too, this also means that there cannot be blocks. There cannot be things that are blocking you, keeping you stuck in one reality, or energies that are stuck within you, or energies like stuck in the body. Because that implies linear time. That implies one moment is literally connected to the next, and you need to do something to shift into something that's very different and like a totally different timeline where everything's different. But every moment, everything's different. You keep defining it as the same. You keep saying you're the same person, or that this is connected to that, or you're stuck. You keep deciding that, and that becomes your very real experience. But what is there to fix or heal or manifest or do when you are already right now all frequencies, all identities, simultaneously, all realities, all infinite realities? You are your entire reality itself. You are the entire dream. You're the dreamer, you're the dream, and you're the dreaming. You're all of it. What is there to heal, do, fix, become? What is there to freaking earn? Why would you need to earn these manifestations, the health, the abundance, the well-being, the joy, the love? Why would you need to earn these things that you literally already are? You don't. Nothing. Do nothing. Even with your doubts and your negative thoughts, do nothing. They don't mean anything unless you say they do. You don't need to freaking do anything. You need to decide and then go live your life. I'm not saying live a passive life and don't do anything in your life, but I mean don't do anything is like trying to fix, manifest constantly, like on that hamster wheel, right? That endless loop. You don't have to do that. You get to live fully, but do nothing to get to where you want to be. Don't lift a finger, don't do a freaking thing. Here you are still acting like there's rules, but it's your reality. You're the one and only authority and power here. There is no other. There is no other creating. So who's making the rules? You. Do nothing but decide and know that you are God. Let me know how this changed you, what you thought. Comment down below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And of course, if you want more, there are links in the description box for you. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.